The Nintendo Switch has been out on the market for well over 2 years now, and throughout the time it's been out, it's been a massive success history, especially in its homeland of Japan, where it has been able to outsell the total sales of the PlayStation 4. That accomplishment in itself is massive and shows how much dedication Nintendo has shown to its own home market. However, this dominance cannot continue without updates, and that is because next year both Sony's PlayStation 5 and Xbox Project Scarlet will launch worldwide. And with that, the already weak compared to PlayStation 4 and Xbox One Nintendo Switch will have an even bigger problem to keep third parties. So how can Nintendo respond to this? Well, they have to deal with it, so they have to come with a solution. And it seems that they have just done that, with new reports from the Wall Street Journal reporting that Nintendo will move its Switch production out of China, mostly because of likely US tariffs coming in, to other South Asian countries. But they're not only doing that with the Switch that is being produced right now, the regular Switch, but also apparently 2 brand new Switch revisions that will say the Nintendo Switch Pro and Nintendo Switch Mini. 2 consoles that have been rumored for a long time. And according to the Wall Street Journal, it appears that the Nintendo Switch Pro will mostly be identical visually console, but with much more powerful hardware. As powerful as the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Scarlet? Absolutely not. But it will be powerful enough to say give Nintendo a better chance at VR, or also performing better with third-party and first-party releases, such as with Breath of the Wild, which is new particle effects and so on, which this game could actually be a showcase game for the Nintendo Switch Pro. Well, the Nintendo Switch Mini seems to be a smaller console that will weigh less, be smaller, and of course have less power than the current Nintendo Switch. And this mini console is directed towards handheld gamers, typical of previous 3DS owners. And 2 games that really stand out are naturally Pokemon Sword and Shield and Animal Crossing, 2 games that have been handheld experiences for quite some time now. So with this, could we see a reveal of this console very soon? Apparently, these consoles are already in production. And as we saw with the Nintendo DSi, even though they didn't talk anything about hardware at E3 that year, and that being the same case this year, where Nintendo focused only on software, that will say games, we could be upon a new reveal. So I sat down together with Rogersbase and Nintendaan to talk about this. Since at the point when you come with the next Zelda game, sorry Square, this goes to Nintendo.
Oh yeah.
It's that simple. They already had it, like, before that it was close, but after that, like, Nintendo was just miles ahead of anyone else.
Yeah.
And I know why Nintendo did this now, because they know in 2020 it will be all about the next chapter of the console wars between Sony's PS5 and Xbox Project Scarlet.
And this goes back to what we even talked about on that prediction video, right? Where I had mentioned to you that I feel like this year was all these titles we already know about, you know, all these exciting news on Smash or Animal Crossing or whatever. But going into next year, I also would not be surprised to get the Odyssey sequel announced next year.
Yeah.
I could really see them going full out Mario, Zelda, and Metroid. Boom. All next year. We're definitely next E3 going to get the first look at Metroid Prime.
The 3 big
we're going to have to.
Yeah.
We're definitely going to be there. I don't know if it'll be playable, but we're certainly going to see a trailer.
I mean, we also don't know what they're working for Mario next year, because once again, Mario and Zelda are franchises they want to release something on every single year.
And then this year we got Mario Maker. We haven't heard from that 3D Mario team. Again, I wouldn't be surprised. We get Odyssey announced at E3, and then boom, we get the release that holiday.
And when they said that they have still one more announcement left, I thought, okay, it's either Zelda or the next Mario Kart.
Right. And Mario Kart is the other thing too. Yeah, Mario Kart is something they could also pull out. I mean, obviously Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is still selling very well, but if they really do want to shake things up and say, no, we're doing a full-fledged brand new Mario Kart for the system, they can pull that.
It's been over 5 years, and if they announce it, say, in sometime in the either before E3 or at E3 next year, then it would be a perfect time to just say, okay, we have had Deluxe out for 3 years now, we've had Mario Kart 8 out for 6 years, it's time for the next Mario Kart, and that would be just perfect. And this is also a perfect landing point for our discussion, because people have been concerned that, as soon as PS5 comes out, as soon as Project Scarlet comes out, the Switch is going to lose all third-party support and so on. Yes, it may lose some third-party support. That is unavoidable.
Sure.
Because of the technical disparity between the new consoles and the Switch. But Nintendo has prepared so well
Oh,
to meet that situation, both with the cooperation with Microsoft, with possibly reviving Banjo-Kazooie, with indies, with incredible first-party and second-party lineup.
Yeah.
Like, we can see games now on the horizon all the way to like 2023 at this point. So I'm going to say right now, the Switch is most likely going to be Nintendo's most successful console ever, because they have much.
Well,
no,
it's not going to beat the Wii. I
think it could. I think it could. And let me tell you why. The Wii had its down periods.
Yeah.
The Switch doesn't seem to have those.
You mean like it has the momentum to keep selling?
Yeah.
Past that's like sort of halfway.
It sold well despite like having a very lackluster software lineup last year.
Yeah. That's true. That's true.
And now it's getting hitter after hitter after hitter.
I do think they could pull off because they kept the 3DS alive for so long. I do think they could do that with the Switch and just continue to make games for it for years and years and years to come.
Yeah.
And obviously it's going to already have a longer lifespan than the Wii U had, 3-4 miserable years and that was it. But now it's like going into the Switch, it does really feel like, because they have all of the developers on one system, it's their console and it's their handheld, it runs the risk of, the console side of it, maybe sort of running really far behind PS5 and Scarlet when they already announced during the Xbox conference that Scarlet's like 4 times more powerful than Xbox One.
But
it doesn't really matter, I feel, at this point, if it is the handheld, right? If they've already carved out their niche, there's no other handheld out there. We have like that cool new Crank handheld, Playdate or whatever it's called.
Playdate.
But it's like small, cute little things. It's not really a full-fledged competitor. There's nothing else out there. And if we have Microsoft support going into it, and you have, all these other third-party games coming, old ports of old games, plus these new games that are being developed for it. Graphically, and I know I'm not the only one who feels this way, but I'm also in the minority when I say this. I feel like graphics have sort of hit a peak for me, where obviously you can get really, really realistic with something like The Last of Us 2 or with even Final Fantasy 7. I think looks beautiful, but realistically, graphics are hitting a point for me where I'm like, it doesn't really matter. The fidelity beyond like, it's 1080p, great. 60 frames per second, awesome. If you can get your game 1080p, 60 frames per second with a beautiful art style, I think that's all that really matters. We still play Okami to this day and a lot of games like that.
It seems like the next generation is more focused on keeping up frame rates.
Loading times, reducing loading times.
Kind of reducing those to absolute minimum. So I still don't think that like ports can entirely go away.
No.
It just will be a step up to what they can actually do, because most people, so let's be honest here, still have a 1080p television.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
But I think we should not complain at all. The Switch has had incredible third-party support.
I agree.
And it's reaching its peak probably this year and maybe next year as well, before the consoles, the next generation of consoles come out. Nintendo is also preparing with a Mini and Pro. Yeah. They have a plan, they have a strategy. They're dominating the Japanese market and will continue with it.
I kind of look forward to the Mini, by the way.
I do too.
Because I want a more portable Switch.
Pokemon and more coffee. Perfect.
I'm in a rough situation because I already have my initial launch Switch they sent us. I've got the Smash Brothers one from last year.
Yeah.
I ordered already off Zen Market. I got the Dragon Quest pre-order special edition one that's coming out, the blue slime one that's in Japan.
Yeah.
So I'm literally already getting that this year. Plus, if there's a Mini and a Pro, I'll get both of those. So it's looking like by the end of this year, early next year, I might have 5 Switches.
It will be
which is a little ridiculous, but I'm looking at my thing over there right now, and I've got 6 3DSs in there, so maybe it's not that ridiculous.
But I really look forward to a more portable Switch.
I do too.
Because the thing is, I like the Switch, I like bringing it along, but it's bulky for what it is.
Yeah, and with better battery life. That's pretty much all it needs.
Yeah, and they did implement that thing already now where you could transfer over all your saves and stuff through the firmware, so they are clearly preparing for that next iteration.
Yeah. And we have seen overclocking technology coming in through Breath of the Wild updates.
VR. That's
possibly.
All I want. Give me 4K dock for the Switch in time for Breath of the Wild 2. That's it. I will buy. I don't have a 4K TV right now. I would buy a 4K TV for Breath of the Wild 2 in 4K.
All right.
That's what I want.
And I think that's the perfect ending point. The Switch has a very promising future.
Absolutely.
I've not seen a Nintendo system being into its well over second year in and doing so well like this and having such a promising future. Yeah. So on that note, thank you so much for joining in Rogerspace and Nintendaan.
No, welcome.
Where can we find you, by the way?
You can find me on Twitter. That's at Nintendaan. That's NANTNDAAN. Looks like I rehearsed this, but I do this alone. And there you can find links to all the stuff that I do.
Yeah, we might also go together to Gamescom in August.
Yes.
So I'm actually planning to go there this year. And Roger, once again, thank you so much
you're very welcome.
for coming on. I'm paying lunch for both of you because that's the least I can do for you now. And guys, if you haven't already, like this video, subscribe, all that jazz with notifications.
Yes.
Thank you to patrons, including royal producers Kenyatta Ali and Bradley Carriage. And guys and girls, we will see you in the next one.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.